made burgers out of wild boar and python mix, and that was actually very good. So yeah, we've tried a few different things, and it tastes fine. It doesn't taste gamey or anything like that. But again, not something you want to do on a regular basis until that study comes out.
Welcome to Zestful Aging, where I speak with fascinating change makers from all over the world who are contributing to the common good. Contributing to the common good in even the smallest of ways is proven to help us age with vitality and deep contentment. I'm your host, Nicole Christina, psychotherapist and fellow Zestful Ager. My goal is to share optimism about aging and introduce you to guests who will inspire you to live with zest. And to find out more about this podcast, hop on over to zestfulaging.com. While you're there, sign up for my weekly email newsletter, The Insider, where you will get behind-the-scenes looks at our guests and other fun tidbits. And if you love the podcast, I'd be grateful if you shared it with your friends. Our music is courtesy of Judy Banker, who was a previous guest on the show. Find out more at judybanker.com. And our technical director is Stephen Litweiler. In May of 2022, I rode shotgun with Donna Kalil in the Florida Everglades, hunting the invasive and destructive Burmese python. Donna calls herself and her volunteers Everglades Avengers. She's an environmentalist activist whose mission in life is to rid her beloved Everglades of the Burmese python, who have eaten about 90% of the mammals in the area. This invasive snake preys on almost anything: rabbit, deer, raccoons, fox, otters. So there is a desperate attempt to control their numbers so the ecosystem can get back into some balance. Hunting pythons involves standing on the back of Donna's pickup truck, which is decked out in python skin trim, starting at midnight over dusty and bumpy roads with a spotlight and looking for something that looks like a snake. It's like nothing I've ever done before. It's eerie in a really cool way. Sadly, I rode with Donna for 2 nights without seeing a python. We saw a lot of other really cool wildlife, but being with her in the wilderness in the middle of the night, hunting snakes, is an experience I won't forget anytime soon. We did remove a big bouquet of mylar balloons. They get caught in trees and birds get strangled. So please, please don't use mylar balloons. I hope you enjoy this most unusual interview on location in the Everglades with python hunter extraordinaire Donna Kalil. It can affect your life up to 7.5 years.
Wow.
So your mindset, and this is just this new book that's come out, I'm going to interview this researcher. She was demonstrating through all these really interesting experiments that the way you think about your aging has a huge consequence on what your body does, which is not that surprising in a way. Yeah. But when you say 7.5 years,
I can imagine it could be much more too, depending on how horribly you think of aging. But yeah, I just on one of the Instagrams or whatever, or TikTok, there was someone that said it was a doctor that was explaining how our minds and what we think affect us negatively, which affects our health.
Yeah.
And he flipped the coin though. He says, so there's proof that shows that, like what you just said. And so if we're thinking negatively and it's affecting our life in a negative manner to make it shorter, we can flip that coin and think positively and make our lives more enjoyable and hopefully longer and healthier. It's just a matter of it is brain chemistry. It is something
Absolutely.
that we have the power to do. It's not easy. I can tell you that with all the stimuli that's out there, it is definitely not easy.
All the junk we're ingesting.
Yes, but it has to be done.
So, is this something that is hunting these invasive pythons? Would you call this your purpose, or is
Is now.
It certainly is now. How? Remind me, because I've been following on Facebook and I've seen you write. I know you had a Japanese production company. You're getting to be, quite the go-to. How long have you been doing it?
Professionally, I've been doing it for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, I was searching for pythons for 12. I only started catching them 7 years ago. So it was about 10 years that I was out there looking for them and not able to find them. Because they are very difficult to find. And if you don't do it right, you will not come across them. I can't imagine how many I actually stepped right over or stepped on or stepped near and didn't see because they were hiding in the grass. You can have a 10-foot python in 10 inches of grass and not see it because they can just burrow in and hide themselves. So,
and is that one of the reasons there's such successful predators?
Yes.
I see.
Yes. Yes, and one of the things, one of the ways that I tend to catch them is once I see one, I actually go up to it rather slowly and quietly and calmly, and it thinks that it can't be seen. So I kind of pretend like I can't see it.
Oh, I see.
Until I'm right close enough to reach out and grab it, right behind the head, and then the fun begins.
I've seen you being bloodied, and also not seeming like you mind that much.
It's part of the job.
Yeah.
And it's always my fault. It's any time that I get injured, bit, strangled, whatever.
I saw recently you
Yes.
had quite a fellow with a pretty tight grasp on your thigh.
Yes, I underestimated his power. And that's not something you should do with these. I should have learned when I had a 15-footer put around when I was catching a 15-footer, it wrapped around my leg, and it was the first very large thing that I caught. And prior to that, I think my largest was 12 feet, and I didn't allow it to get around my leg that time. But this 15-footer got around my leg, and it's just started squeezing, and it's like, we need to get this thing off of me.
Yes.
And this snake that you're referring to is only 9.5 feet. And I've had plenty of 9.5 feet wrap around my arms, my legs, and whatnot. This one did something in particular that most of them don't. So they are constrictors,
right,
and they will, constrict you. But this one constricted, and then it had this kind of a punch. So all of its muscles at once just tightened down really hard, like a vice. Boom, really, really quick. And it is a way of them trying to get your attention because the constricting wasn't working. I wasn't paying attention to that. So he's like, here, pay attention to this.
I see.
And he was a big, strong male. And, he made me aware of how strong he was.
So anatomy question. Muscles? What's the inside of these guys like? How does this work?
They are all muscle.
They're all muscle.
Picture a fish, with the backbone and all the rib bones.
Yep.
The snake has the rib bones and the muscle all the way down its body, from its neck to its tail.
I see. And do they look like muscle, like I would recognize, that's a muscle?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that would be the meat of the snake. So if you wanted to eat a snake, then you would eat the muscle, just like in any animal.
I see, but we don't eat these because of the mercury?
Yes, there's a study out that hasn't been published yet. I don't believe it's finished completely, but they are testing the mercury content to see if they are viable for a food source.
Would you eat them if you could?
I've eaten a few. I've caught over 600, and I've eaten about a dozen or so. Because this is actually the first animal that I have to kill and not eat. It kind of goes against my grain to do that.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. So when I was first starting out, it's like, well, let me see if I can eat them. I know the mercury content. I know. Look, we can't eat the fish out of the Everglades, because of the mercury content.
Yeah.
We're worried about that. So obviously you're taking a risk by eating anything out of the glade.
You wouldn't eat it if you were pregnant, I'm sure.
No, wouldn't eat it if I'm pregnant. I won't eat sushi that week if I'm going to have a python meal.
Okay.
But I really wish that the test would come back to where we could eat it, because it is actually a very good meat. It's a fine white meat, and it doesn't have really all that much flavor to it, but it is very chewy, so you have to prepare it properly.
I see. So does that mean like you're deep frying it or
I
braising
pressure cook it. The ones that I did, I pressure cooked for about 15-20 minutes first, and then I put it in a recipe.
I see that. Yeah, that's a good way to
grind
soften
it
up
make
meats.
make small, like pasta sauce or tacos or chili, things where you can chop it up really fine so that the texture, and we actually made burgers out of wild boar and python mix, and that was actually very good. So yeah, we've tried a few different things, and it tastes fine. It doesn't taste gamey or anything like that. But again, not something you want to do on a regular basis until that study comes out.
I see.
I do use their eggs, and I've had their liver, because I like, I grew up on liver and onions and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And,
and you're still eating it.
Yes, I am. It's good for you.
It is very good for you. It's funny. We have a farmer's market in Syracuse, and I like to buy liver because we make our own dog food.
Okay.
And they are sold out if you don't get there first thing, because people are like, organ meats, they can't keep it in stock.
Interesting. Maybe I should start feeding it to my cats.
I'm sure that would be popular. Our dogs go crazy over it. Yeah.
Just gave me an idea.
All right. Yep. So what is it? How's it felt like having some notoriety? I mean, you were just doing your thing, minding your own business, and then you kind of got discovered. What's that like?
Well, okay, so discovered. Not me personally. It's the program is top notch. I have my little group called the Everglades Avengers. We're the guardians of the glades. The Everglades Avengers is my volunteers. And we are trying to protect the Everglades, and we're doing a very good job at it. We have 100 contractors.
Wow.
Both with South Florida Water Management and Florida Fish and Wildlife. And combined, us 100 have caught nearly 8,000 over the last 5 years. There's no other program that's ever done that. There have been other organizations that have been trying to catch pythons and find them, and they're having their success, but no one is as successful as us just getting out there and being out there where the pythons are and going after them. So
and you have a different way of doing it that's more successful, or what?
A couple of things that make me a little more successful than several of the other contractors would be that I have a python perch on top of my vehicle.
Yeah, I saw that.
I have a lot of lights to light up the night. I rely heavily on my Everglades Avengers volunteers. Every single python I remove from the Everglades comes out of the Everglades from this truck. It was spotted from this truck by my volunteers or me, and we are the ones that catch them and remove them from the glades. So we have an advantage because I am generally not alone. I will hunt alone if I don't have a volunteer, but if you're only one person in the car looking out your window for a python, you're missing the whole other side of the road where a python can be.
I see.
So if you have another volunteer on that side, you got twice the amount of chance of catching it.
Even just eyes on.
Just eyes. We need eyes.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Either that or AI that can spot them and let us know that they're out there. And hopefully that will be coming soon.
AI meaning artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Machine learning basically is probably a better way of putting it.
We were here last time.
Robert is here.
Delicious.
Yeah. So that'll even out the playing fields when that comes out, because there's a lot of hunters that do just hunt on their own. It's not always easy to get volunteers to come out and help you, because I go out Monday through Friday nights. People work. People can't be out there in the middle of the night till 2 in the morning.
Right,
3 in the morning. So it is hard to find volunteers to go out with me always. So or anybody else for that matter. So yeah, if we had mechanical or machine learning to be able to spot the python and say, python, let us know that it's out there, then hopefully that I do believe will be a game changer. And like I say, hopefully that will come soon.
It's like a fish finder a little bit.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And what would it be? A camera, or what?
It would have to be cameras.
Yep.
It's definitely the computer brains behind it. Hopefully just an app. Hopefully an app that you can have on your phone with the cameras out there spotting for you.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I was reading recently, and I'm sure you know about this. There was a big article that people had observed bobcats eating the eggs, and there was some celebration around that.
Sure.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was good to have that documented, because I'm sure that it happens. I'm sure that panthers might take their few pythons here and there. There's not many panthers to help us out, really.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there is more bobcats. But as I know from experience, it really depends on the animals. Sizes. The size matters. That python was guarding her nest, but she didn't get a chance to bite that bobcat and kill it. Mm-hmm. So, if it had grabbed that bobcat, then we wouldn't be here talking about it right now. Okay. And I'm sure that happens too.
That they also get killed. So it's sort of, some of it is a little fluky.
It's very in my book that's a fluke.
Okay, so you're not counting on bobcats eating eggs to keep some control of its population.
No. Okay. I mean, I'm sure that people running them over with their cars while they're driving across I-75 or whatnot probably kill more than bobcats do in my book. That's my assumption anyway. Mm. It's possible, but how probable is it? That's how I always look at it.
Well, I'm wondering, in sort of evolution, if bobcats learn that these are super tasty, and then they teach their cubs. What do you think?
No, because the danger is too great. I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
Alligators, yes. Alligators, I agree, because if you think about it, bobcats aren't going to go after some prey that could kill them. They're going to go after mice and rats and something that they can eat easily, not be worried about getting hurt, because an animal out in the wild that gets hurt is a dead animal. So it's not going to risk itself. This was an opportunistic opportunity for the bobcat, and it
got lucky, I guess.
Lucky.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mom was away.
Yeah,
hunting.
But now the alligators, I do believe that they've evolved because, well, they're smart animals. They've been around since the dinosaur, right? Mm-hmm. So they have to be smart. And this new threat came to them. They probably saw a python eating one of their babies, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to have that anymore. Mm-hmm. Every time I see a python, I'm going to eat it."
I see.
So that. But again, if the alligator is smaller than the python's going to win. Mm-hmm. If the python's smaller than the alligator's going to win.
I see.
That's just it.
What a beautiful sky. Yeah. Wow. So if I could be helpful to you without, scooping up any little critters, would you like me to go in the back and keep an eye out? What would be most helpful?
Yeah. So I will be relying on you to spot on the passenger side of the car.
Okay.
You can hop up there as long as you can climb a ladder. I'm sure you can do that, right?
Yeah, I can do that, and I'm certainly able and willing to do that. Okay. I would love to be helpful if I can. I'm not afraid of snakes, but I don't know if I want to be scooping any up that are, big boys.
Okay. All right. Well,
I really love them in my garden and
great.
in my,
Great.
but these guys are, I think the biting is problematic for me.
Sure. Yeah. That's something that anybody wants to have happen, including myself. I much prefer not to get bit.
Yeah.
So what I do is when we come across a python, I will grab it right behind the head.
Yep.
And I can handle up to about a 14-foot python.
Okay.
So, if we get anything bigger than that, I may have to ask you to help me hold that tail.
Okay.
And keep it off from wrapping around.
I can do.
Okay. So I'll keep the head in check.
Okay. You know what I think is interesting, and I'm sure there are really good reasons. I think their heads are really small.
They are. Yeah.
And even if they unhinge, it's hard for me to believe that they can get a raccoon in there.
Yes, they can. They can. Raccoon, a full-size raccoon could be eaten by probably a 9-foot python, and anything larger than that.
Mm-hmm. And what's the process? I mean, they go little by little?
Yeah.
Just slowly.
They kill it. They kill it first.
Yeah.
They constrict it, kill it.
Yeah.
And, if you think about it, a raccoon looks like a very big animal, right?
Mm.
But the head is the largest part.
Okay.
So if it can get the skull in its mouth and past its mouth,
the rest is soft.
The rest is easy.
Gotcha.
The rest is easy. So, yeah.
It's kind of like having a baby in reverse.
Pretty much.
Okay. This is so beautiful.
Yeah, we're down in the
Is it usually like this? Is it the sunset's really special?
It's a pretty sunset, yes.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful sunset. I do love to get out before the sunset because if we don't catch any pythons, at least we caught a beautiful sunset, right? That's how the night starts.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a beautiful one. There's some rain up there, but I think we'll be okay.
I can see it, and that's...
Yeah, because we're going to be heading north from here.
Okay.
So we should be okay.
I saw you were out at Shark Valley, too. Yeah, we climbed that structure and did the bike ride and saw so many gators there.
I didn't see any gators out of there.
Didn't?
I saw that crocodile, which was pretty awesome.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was close to the
saw
tower. Yeah, that was beautiful. That and we came across some native snakes, which I took some pictures of. Because I am a herper, just like you're a birder. I'm a very amateurish birder. I love to watch all nature and birds and reptiles in particular. So yeah, when I come across a native snake, I'm gonna
get
stop
pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop, take some pictures. Very excited with the ones that we came across. And yellow rat snake was one of my favorites. I used to keep them as pets as a kid. And then the name of it's a king snake. And I forgot the name of the type of king snake it was. I'm sorry, I forgot.
This is such a tease, these panther signs. I'm like, if I saw a panther, my head would explode.
Well, I hope
with
that
joy.
I hope your head doesn't explode because we may see one. There is one that I saw down this way.
Wow.
Last year.
That would be a dream come true.
Okay, so we are at the gate.
Okay.
And
I stay put?
Yep. You can
Okay.
stay put. I will just go out there and, actually I have to put on my app first.
Did you want me to sign this?
Yes. No, well that's
Sign
for you.
something. Okay.
That's the skin.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna sign it too.
I know that at any moment. Yeah, it could be any one of these.
Any moment.
Yep.
And it can be cowabunga.
I was going to say one of the last pythons that I spotted we were with a news crew, and I spotted it before my spotter because it was an easy spot. But instead of saying python, I said, "Here we go." Here we go.
Here we go.
This we're on now, and then name said python, so it's like, okay, that is what you're supposed to say. You're not really supposed to say, here we go. But
I think that if it happens, I'll probably say snake.
Yeah, so the first python that I came across with my friend Renee, we were hunting out on Loop Road and in the daytime, and we had come across the yellow rat snake, and I helped it across the road. It was a big yellow rat snake, and we keep driving after we passed the snake, and she says, Donna, snake, big snake. And it's like, okay, I'm thinking another yellow rat snake. I get out of the car, walk around the back side, and there's this 11-foot python. It's like, you were supposed to say python. So I knew what I was getting into, but I let her slide.
This is just, it's such beautiful terrain. I mean, I'm looking at these marshy areas.
You're looking at the Everglades.
I know that they're in there.
Oh, yeah, they're in there. We just hope that we're lucky enough to have one of them come out in front of us. That's all. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Okay.
Any moment.
Any moment. We're going to will them to come out.
I hope you enjoyed that interview on location with python hunter Donna Kalil. You can get more information and follow Donna and her Avengers on Facebook at Donna Kalil, Kalil, and you will be treated to some really great video and pictures of her hunts. It's a real treat. Thank you so much for joining us on Zestful Aging. If you like the podcast, please share it with some of your friends. If you think decluttering could help you feel better and you could use a little assistance with that, check out the online course I've developed with professional organizer and designer Carrie Luderin. It's called Too Much Stuff. And Too Much Stuff is different from other courses or articles or guidance you may have used up. We give you clear steps to deal with the clutter and the tools to help you face the overwhelming feelings and the emotions that come up when we're going through our clutter. And a lot of those emotions are just feeling anxious or guilty or just basically flooded with a lot of different confusing feelings. The course is really practical. It's realistic. The lessons are short and punchy, and they're really manageable. We're not trying to set you up for some long exploratory, super in-depth, burdensome experience. We want something really helpful for you right now. We all need help with our anxiety. So being surrounded by more calm and less chaos can really help. So now's a good time to clear out the clutter so we can focus on what's really important in our lives. So find out more at zestfulaging.com. You'll see more about this under the web courses tab. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email at zestfulaging@gmail.com. Thanks so much. And stay tuned next week for another interview with a fascinating and inspiring guest.